Welcome back, everyone, to Onyx's Rambling Reviews. Today's movie is, you couldn't tell by some of my little props, my outfit, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. To remember that the word brothers isn't in there, because it's not. It's just the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which I didn't write it on here. I usually write it down. To be fair, I watched this at a legit midnight showing after going to a concert. I was tired. And we had just gotten back from vacation. There was a lot going on with not having enough rest. So hopefully I took coherent enough notes that I can understand them so you guys can understand what I'm saying. We're gonna find out. My husband and I decided this movie was worth 3.5 stars. It was and wasn't as good as the first movie. And I mean that more so in the way that the first movie has a fairly cohesive plot and you know what's going on there. Bowser's the bad guy, you gotta save Peach and all that. Everything's going on it's a normal Mario game kind of a plot. This one, it kind of felt like they threw a lot of stuff at a wall to see what stuck. And a lot of things stuck. Maybe more than they expected, and they still fit it all into a movie. There is a plot. There is. Rosalina gets captured by Bowser Jr., who wants to save his dad, who is still tiny. He built a planet, and that's essentially the plot of this movie. There's not much of it, but what there is a lot of little references. They used a lot more of other Nintendo IPs. The first one had a lot of references to just a whole bunch of Mario. This one, it does have references to Mario and stuff, especially in the music. The music is great, but also, that's to be expected. The Mario Galaxy games probably have some of the best music, across the board. It's beautiful, it's very orchestral. Some of my favorite music. So you get some references there, but you also get some references to Mario Odyssey, the game, and some other games. I think, honestly, I'd say there's a bit towards the end where I would call it's kind of probably trying to be Mario Maker, but it could just also be referencing OG Mario. This is a platform game. I am horrible at platforming games. Don't. If you ever want to beat me at it, really, if you ever want to beat me at a video game, most of them you'll win. I'm bad at video games. I like Stardew Valley. I like Wii Bowl. I beat my husband at Wii Bowling recently. I'll take that as a win. Music's great. There's reference. You get a reference to, there's Game & Watch. Well, Mr. Game & Watch comes up. That's a funny scene. And we'll get to that in the review part. You get a little Pikmin. You don't see all of them, you just see Pikmin, but they're there. They're cute. They're tiny. Little teeny things. What else do we get? You get Fox McCloud, which was spoiled a little bit before the movie. I didn't believe it was a spoiler because the movie comes out on April Fool's Day, so I saw all the dates for April 1st, and I'm like, this just seems so random. This has to be an early April Fool's joke. I didn't believe it was real. But it was. He's fabulous. I love him. He's giving very much kind of James T. Kirk kind of vibes. He's I know what I'm doing. I'm the greatest pilot ever kind of vibes. But he's not a jerk about it at the same time. What else do we get referenced in there? There's a very brief Donkey Kong cameo. 2 seconds and he's gone. Those might have been all the ones that I really noticed, but there's probably some other IPs that were mentioned that I didn't catch. Because there's also always a lot going on in the backgrounds of things, so there's always that. In terms of video games we get reference, you get Star Fox with Fox McCloud, you get Pikmin, you get Game & Watch, you get kind of Donkey Kong, even though it's really brief. Obviously the Mario Galaxy games. Mario Odyssey's in there. And I'd say Mario Maker? I'm sticking with Mario Maker, because that's what it feels like. I'm also going to throw in Mario 3D World. Super Mario 3D World. Not 3D Land, 3D World. I haven't really played Land, but I have played 3D World, so I know that one a little more, and that's what it feels like in certain scenes more so than Land. As for our cast, Chris Pratt reprises his role as Mario, and I thought he did a better job this time. I think he didn't sound as much like Chris Pratt trying to do Mario. It felt like he actually worked on it, and it could also be that have adjusted to Chris Pratt being Mario. But I thought he did better in this. It didn't sound as Chris Pratt doing a character as much as he is the character now. Jack Black as Bowser definitely sounds more like Jack Black, but it's Jack Black. Amazing. Charlie Day as Luigi. I think Luigi had a better role in this movie than the last one. He's more so there. We got Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach. Love that woman. She's fabulous. Peach is great. And Donald Glover is Yoshi. That is, I want to say it's a weird choice, but I think the only person that in my head I could see like not being a weird choice is Alan Tudyk, who's known for doing like weird animal noises for animation and stuff. So really anybody except Alan Tudyk, in my opinion, is a weird choice to do Yoshi. But I would like to submit this a little bit as my audition to do Yoshi. And that is all you're getting out of me today. He did good. I liked Yoshi. Yoshi's great. He is a character. That's all I'll say for now. You have Brie Larson as Rosalina. She now plays two space princesses. So good on her. She is definitely cornering that market, and I respect that. You gotta make a living somehow, and if you can capitalize on being a space princess, do it. I love Rosalina. I've always loved her. She's always been one of my favorite characters in the games. So I was really happy to see her, and I think Brie Larson was a fabulous choice for the voice actress there. You have Benny Safdie as Bowser Jr. I've heard that name before. I wish I could remember what else he's done, but I really like Bowser Jr. I think he was great. He did a fabulous job in keeping up with the energy that Jack Black has for Bowser. So being his kid, you gotta have similar energy, and I think Benny Safdie did great there. Keegan-Michael Key as Toad. Toad doesn't feel like he's in it as much as he was in the first one. He's there. And you have Kamek, who's also kind of there. But I wouldn't say, I forgot to write down that voice actor. I'm sorry. But honestly, it's a good voice cast. They did a great job picking people. Also, the animation is really great. The satin dresses on Peach and Rosalina look fabulous. Like, they look silky. They look like the wave of the shine. Oh, beautiful. The texture that you see in like the detail on the clothes, the hair, and everything. It's really well done animation. And I think I give Illumination a little bit too much crap. And that's mostly because I am not a fan of the minions. Though I did like their little intro where a hammer shows up, and then one minion comes out and starts going the do 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 do, and the hammer starts going, and he starts smashing the whole Illumination thing, and that was a fun intro. Still don't like the minions though. I think they're just overdone. You gotta come up with something new. I respect what they were. They've gone too far. But Illumination doesn't their movies aren't necessarily bad. If I had to tier, Universal Animation Studios, DreamWorks is their number one. That is their best studio. DreamWorks Animation, fabulous. Knock it out of the park each time. And then Illumination is their next, is another tier down or something like that. They're not as good, in my opinion, they're not as good as DreamWorks. But that's just me. You might have other opinions, and feel free to tell me about those in the comments. I'd like to hear what you have to say on those facts. Or, if you prefer one, or if you have another animation studio that you would. Obviously, Pixar has always been the number one. But I think DreamWorks definitely has they can challenge Pixar strongly. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to comment on before we get into the review territory of this. Or the recap, that was more of the review. Yeah, I think that's everything that I want to comment on before I start commenting on what happens in the movie as I tell you about the movie. Shall we get into it? Oh, I will say, my little Luma friend here, he does light up, and I would have lit him up, but it doesn't come across well on camera because he kind of pulses, gets brighter and then gets dimmer, and it flickers horribly on camera, and I really wish I could have lit him up. But he's adorable, and I love him, and I didn't know he lit up when I got him. So that was an added bonus for me. But he's adorable. We also have Rosalina's storybook back here. Yes, I do have the official one that Nintendo put out. A little pixel Mario, and we have little Yoshi back here. And I was gonna get a Peach shirt, or I was hoping they had a Rosalina shirt, because I went to the Nintendo store when I was down in San Francisco. All of the Peach shirts are way too pink. You need to have some variety there, Nintendo. Yes, Peach is pink. you can put her stuff on other colors too and not have all of her shirts just be pink. I have nothing against the color pink. I don't wear it that much. I will wear it if it's like a color on a shirt, but not usually if it is the whole shirt. And that's kind of like the trend with some of the Nintendo shirts. A lot of the Mario shirts are just red. Luigi's like a lot of green. Donkey Kong is yellow. Peach is pink. Bowser does get black, and that's why I went with Bowser. Also, the other shirt I was going to get wasn't as soft as this shirt. This shirt is fabulously soft. Nintendo did a great job with the shirt. I wish they'd had some Rosalina shirts. A nice light blue. I would have worn a nice light blue Rosalina shirt, actually. I digress. That has nothing to do with this movie. But, yep, we got Bowser here. We got Mario. I don't have anything. I could have brought down the Peach amiibo, I guess. Oh well. Let's get into the recap. And as I might have already said this, spoilers ahead. Says it up there. Spoiler alert. And now we start. Zooming in on a star-shaped galaxy. It is sparkly, it's pretty. We zoom in it, and then like as we're going into it, we go into like a question mark block-shaped cloud of stardust or space existencing dust probably. And as we keep going, we see something shooting across space. It's the observatory from the first Super Mario Galaxy game, because in the second game you're on like Starship Mario. That game needed more of Rosalina. She was a big part of the first game, and you made a sequel and you didn't really have her there, and that's disappointing. My hair is just doing, but I don't know what my hair is doing. I never know. Also, I got my hair done. What do you guys think? I don't know if you can see, it's also like blue on the top and then purple. Okay, but we're on the observatory, and there's a whole bunch of Lumas. They're all different colors. And it's bedtime for them, and she's calling them into her house, and it's story time, and she starts to read her storybook. This one, which is the story of Peach. And we will get into what the story actually is much later. Well, maybe not much. I don't know how long this is, but later. She starts reading it. The Lumas don't want to hear that story. They want to hear about the plumbers and how they came to be and all of their adventures. And Rosalina's just like, we did that story last night. And the night before, and we've done that on and on. But she's like, all right, fine. And then there's a loud thud or a bang or something. There's a weird noise outside of the house. And what do you know? There is a giant mech. It's this three-legged thing. It has the Shy Guy kind. It's like, it's not a Shy Guy face, but like the two dots and like kind of like, but it's more like a gas mask kind of a look. At least for like the eyes and like the mouth part. But it's like this dumb thing. It wants Princess Rosalina. It wants to take her, and we don't know what it wants to do with her. We don't know who is, manning this mech yet. Rosalina is the princess of the galaxy. She has all that power. She is honestly like the most powerful Mario character in existence if you really think about it. And I love her. She's beautiful. She knows what she's doing. Girl's not afraid to fight, and she will protect those Lumas at all costs. And so she starts fighting. She's almost got it beaten down until one Luma like kind of pops out of the house and she's like, Mama, I had a nightmare. Oh, it wasn't a nightmare. That's when the mech realizes that's her weakness is the Luma. She will do anything to protect them, and she does. It sends bolt bills after them. She stops most of them with her like star power, but one gets through. It like breaks down the door, but she catches it. And she swings around and she attacks. She throws it back at the mech. You think she's swinging? She gets captured. It grabs her, holds her against the door. She drops her wand. She is struggling to fight back now. That's why you find out who's behind the attack. It's Bowser Jr. And Kamek. Kamek's there too. Kamek is a great yes man. Like, honestly, even in the games, Kamek's always just like, you got this, Bowser. You got this, Bowser Jr. He is fully there for them. Despite everything that always goes wrong. He's just like, yes, I will help you no matter what. My cat just scared the shit. Oh. Okay. That scared me. Sorry. Oh, it's raining and she doesn't like the rain. She's probably gonna go hide upstairs somewhere. Poor thing. It's Bowser Jr. and Kamek. Rosalina probably almost could get away here. But then another Luma, a different one from the first one that popped out, It's just like, you don't hurt my mom. And it runs up and Bowser Jr. just kind of punches and knocks it out. And that's kind of what fully sinks it for Rosa. She's not gonna let anybody hurt them, so she's like, fine, don't hurt the kid. And then we get the title card. Super Mario Galaxy movie. The Super Mario Galaxy movie. There's a that there. I don't know why that's important, but it is. It feels important. And now we're in a desert. And this is the desert from Mario Odyssey. You know this because of the upside down pyramids and the little Fiesta Town with the little skeleton dudes and little ponchos. They're adorable. They're great. They have called the Mario Brothers there to help them figure out this weird sound that they're hearing from inside one of the pyramids. And the Mario Brothers show up on motorcycles, going off, I guess that's their slight reference to, any of the Mario racing games, Mario Kart games. Because we don't get a whole Mario Kart scene like we did in the first movie, which was a cool scene. I like that. So they get there, and as they're about to go into the pyramid, they power up with a fire flower so they can use the fireball to guide them with light. And there's these little beetles, and Luigi's just like, I won't be scared, I won't be scared. I don't want to be scared. Because he's always the scared brother. That's his shtick. You know what, Luigi? Own it. Be the scared brother. You can market that. You can make flashlights, you can make blankets, anything to help kids not feel scared. That's how you do it. I think it could work if he leans into it a little more, but I also understand not wanting to lean into it more. It's all up to him what he wants to do with his life. They fire flowered up. They get to the source of the weird sound in the pyramid. It's this warp pipe, but it's blocked off. A bunch of rubble has fallen in from it and closed off. So whatever's in there can't get out. They clear the rubble and they hear something. And they start freaking, and they start trying to put the rubble back because they're like, nope, we're not dealing with that. Nope. Something darts out. It's fast. All you see is these glowing eyes. It zooms. It hides in the shadows under it's not quite a cave, but a pillow fort, but with rocks. It's the best way I can describe it. Mario's just like, wait, maybe this thing isn't evil, bad, mean. So he slowly goes over. And guess who pops out? Is it weird that when you pat a Yoshi, you're patting his eyeballs? It's a little weird. At least in the 2D games. In the 3D games, they made it not as look as weird where you're just touching straight eyeball, but in the 2D games, that's a different conversation for a different day. And he's sweet, he's nice, he's kind of puppy dog-esque, but not puppy dog. Because if you're gonna go with puppy dog, you go for kind of the vibe of a chain chomp. But Yoshi kind of has a vibe, but he's somewhere between dog, dinosaur, and somewhat sentient being. He is a sentient being. I'm not saying he's not. I just don't know how to describe Yoshi in this case. Because he understands what's going on, and he can problem solve, and he can do all these things, and he can sort of communicate, but he doesn't speak English, obviously, or whatever language that they speak in this kingdom that we hear as English. Or whatever language you hear it in, because whatever country you're in and whatever it's been translated to. Points to people who work on translating movies. They rock. They free Yoshi. Yoshi ends up driving Luigi's motorcycle. He is not the best driver, and Luigi's just kind of hanging on for dear life. Now, we're back to Rosalie. She is in a cage. Little Luma's there too. There's a little chain thing attached to one arm of the Luma, which I'm like, how is it holding on? Because that should just the Luma should just be able to go up. I guess there's some kind of magic suppressor on them, but that doesn't make sense because at one point, because they open the cage after they get to Planet Bowser, which they're still in the process of building at this point, but they get there, they get to where they're gonna keep Rosa, and they open the cage and they pull out the little Luma, and she's like, nobody hurts my kids, and she gets really pissed, and she shatters her I want to say handcuffs. That's the closest thing. What is a good example of this? I can't think of a good example, but sometimes you see it's just full metal from it's your hands are in there. She shatters that with her power. Luma gets free and she's like, go find help, run. And Luma gets away. Rosa doesn't. Rosa's stuck there. Bowser Jr., he has this little paintbrush thing, and then he has this weird goo that he fights with. It is shiny, it is metallic, it is pretty, it is weird goo. Don't know what else to call it. Now we're back to Mario. And Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, they're all getting ready, they're all getting shined up. There's a party that night. It is Peach's birthday. It's not actually Peach's birthday, it's just the day that the Toads found Peach. She doesn't know what her actual birthday is, because she was found as a baby, not even a child, a baby, and raised by the Toads. So they just go with the day that they found her. Which, if you adopt a pet from like an adoption facility like the Humane Society, you more so celebrate the day you brought them home, unless you know they know the birthday of the animal, which case then you can celebrate it. But it's kind of like that in that sense, which is a weird comparison to think of Peach being an adopted pet by the Toads when she's their ruler. Luigi and Yoshi gets in on a little bit. They start teasing Mario about his feelings for Peach, because he's just like, I hope I got her like the perfect gift and everything. And it's friendly brotherly teasing. It's cute. It definitely feels appropriate. They go to the party. That's the other cat that wants in. So they get to the party. They're dancing, and Mario's looking for Peach because he wants to give her her present. She is not like she's at the party, but she's not like engaged in the party. She's sitting up on her roof, getting away. She's watching the fireworks and the meteor shower that happens. Mario gives her her present. It's her parasol, and I kind of love that lore that Mario is who gives Peach the parasol. That's cute. I think they're a cute couple. They're not perfect by any means. No couple is perfect. I can't think of one off the top of my head. I wish I could. I got nothing. No couple is perfect, but they are adorable. You get the shooting stars. Things start kind of sprinkling down, and it's star bits, but it's more like stardust. They just, like, when you squeeze them, they just kind of burst into more stardust. But I like the reference to the star bits, because that's like the only reference to star bits that we get. As the meteors are coming, as the stars are like swooshing over, this big one comes through. It crashes into a town that's like on the other side of the lake. It's very close, but it's not like right there. It's a little ways away, but it crashes. Out pops a Luma. It is that Luma that escaped from Planet Bowser. It found Princess Peach. And the Lumas know who Peach is in reference to Rosalina. Peach has no idea who the Lumas are. Peach has no idea. She is aware of Rosa. Well, once the Luma tells her about Rosa, she's aware of Rosa, but she wasn't before, I don't think. So it tells her about what happened with Rosa, how she got captured and everything, and what's going on, that the Luma needs Peach's help to free Peach. Not free Peach. Peach is not captured. Free Rosalina. The Toads are eavesdropping. Mario's also there. And the Toads are just like, Peach, you can't leave. And just like, girl is your monarch. She can do whatever she wants. And she does do whatever she wants. She does leave. She leaves a note for Mario saying that he is now going to be in charge while she's gone. I don't think the Toads really know how to function without Peach around, because they kind of immediately start freaking out. And Mario and Luigi do their best with Yoshi's help as well. Yoshi's also there helping. Also, the Toad that we know, the one voiced by Keegan-Michael Key, who I adore. Keegan-Michael Key, I like the Toad's great, but I don't adore the Toad. I just adore Keegan-Michael Key. No, he's not the biggest fan of Yoshi. He's like, oh, you're at home with a friend. Cool. And like the weird, just like, I don't like this new guy kind of vibe the Toad gives off. And Yoshi's just like, I'm just chilling, bro. I'm just here. It's great. That dynamic is fabulous. They're doing things. They're helping the Toads throughout the kingdom while Peach is gone. And that Toad, the one voice I came like, okay, went with Peach to help save Rosalina. The little Luma transformed into a warp star, or not quite a warp star. It's, what would you call it? A sling star? No, that's the one where it like grabs you. Can't remember the name of the star. But it transforms, and like Peach and Toad jump into it, and it bling, and they're going through space now. They're trying to get to the Gateway Galaxy to get a ship so they can get to Rosalina. But right now we're dealing with Mario and Luigi and Yoshi trying to take care of the Mushroom Kingdom, and they need to talk with Bowser, who is a little itty bitty baby. Well, he's not a baby. He's still tiny. He's painting. He has done a lot of painting. He's probably had a lot of free time. Apparently, he has joined a book club with Luigi. He brings the soup. Bowser cooks. He seems to be like kind of friendly with everybody except Mario. Because he brings out this painting and is just like, I've created a masterpiece for Princess Peach. And Luigi's just like, I love the colors. Which is, yeah, the colors are okay. And Mario's just like, it's trash. And Mario's straight, he has no trust for this dude. He's just like, you are just an evil dude. Straight up. I don't trust you as far as I can throw you when, well, actually, even when he's normal size, Mario can throw him pretty well. I don't trust you as far as, I don't have a good comparison right now because I want to say as far as I can throw you, but again, that doesn't really work in this case. But no, Mario does not trust Bowser. And Bowser's just like, I like an audience with Peach. I'd like to talk about my sentence and everything. He doesn't want to be tiny anymore. He wants to be free. And they're like, nah, no. But then that happens. And so they're going down, they're talking with some of the toads down in like the foyer of the castle. And then there's rumbling and some weird green light. The light starts to me. The castle gets they get rid of all the toads from the castle. They evacuate the castle. As the castle is being lifted, you can steal a princess. What's more impressive is stealing a whole ass castle, I think. And they do steal a whole. This is Bowser Jr. who does this. It's his spaceship, and he steals a whole ass castle because he wants his father back. This is when we first see them fight. Bowser Jr.'s power mostly comes from his paintbrush. Without that, he's just Bowser Jr. But with the paintbrush, he is a powerful Bowser Jr. because that thing can become a mace, an axe, a sword, a spear, whatever he needs. Through that weird goo. It's not quite paint, it's goo. I'm calling it goo. It's going to be goo. Yoshi swallows Kamek at one point, which is hilarious because when he poops him out, the little egg has Kamek's glasses on it. That is funny. That's a nice touch. Bowser Jr. does not capture Bowser here. He does not get his father back. But he does take the castle, and then it crash lands on... The planet is very pink from what we see from the sky. It is very pink. It is the planet where the Queen Bee lives, if you remember her from the games. I didn't like her in the movie as much as I like her in the games. She is too stuck up in the movie. I don't think that's true to character. But that is my personal note there. So yeah, no, Peach's castle is destroyed as it crash lands. And there's a point where it's just like, they get to a cliff. Yoshi, Luigi, and Mario, they're just like, okay, we're good. And they're like, okay, we finally outran the castle was chasing. No, they didn't. Bowser's little castle that he has been living in inside Peach's castle breaks, and he's now free. He starts trying to run away. He's tiny. He's not going to get very far. He doesn't. Mario grabs him. They start walking, trying to figure out where they are, and they need to get to the Gateway Galaxy. They know where they need to go to. That's where they assume Peach is too, which makes sense. Go there to get anywhere else. They end up at the castle that is where the Queen Bee is. She's not happy that Peach's castle has kind of destroyed her plan a bit. She's like, yeah, you guys are gonna get imprisoned now because of what you did. Before this, Bowser was like, hey, I can help you guys if you make me normal size. All you gotta do is hit me, and that will reverse the effects of the mushroom that you gave me. He takes off Mario just enough. Mario slams in the ground, steps on. Bowser's full size now, but he doesn't immediately try to attack the brothers. He's actually fairly chill. He's just like, if you do this for me, I will help you forever. Or eternity. It's eternity. I don't know if it's help. It's something along those lines. Oh yeah, while Bowser is tiny, Yoshi eats him briefly. And that's what finally stops him from attacking Mario. Yeah, that happened. Now, Bowser has been like, okay, now since he's big now and can actually, has his strength and all that back, he offers to stay in place of Mario and Luigi to take their sentence on as his own so they can go save Peach, save the galaxies, and all that. I don't think he had any nefarious plans there. I think he was legitimately doing it out of hey, I said I was going to be chill now. So this is one of the things that he does. We're back to Peach and Toad, and they finally get to the Gateway Galaxy. Oh yeah, we did have one other reference here. Rob. So they get to the Gateway Galaxy. Is this before or after the monkey scene? Because there's a bit with a monkey that steals Toad's bag, and it ends up in this sketchy underground part of the Gateway Galaxy where This is where I feel it's going for Super Mario 3D World a little bit. It's also Galaxy because you have some of this in there. It feels more 3D World to me. The little monkey steals Toad's bag, so Peach and Toad start chasing after it. Evil monkey, not quite evil. Rude monkey. They end up in this huge casino thing, and I wish I remembered the name of this enemy. Birdo's there. They have Mingies. What other enemies are there? There's Goombas and Koopas, of course, because this place is just filled with enemies. This underground city. They're in a casino. It's a fun casino. You have a reference to Odyssey with Pauline's song that she sings in that game. That's the music that you hear playing in the casino. I like it. Makes sense because it's a very jazzy song, and I associate jazzy music with that kind of vibe a little bit. Peach with that parasol is very powerful. Like, not with magic or anything, she just knows how to fight. And we already knew she knows how to fight from the first movie. We already know she knew how to fight from the first movie. Because we saw, like, her whole training regimen and everything. But with the parasol, a whole new world's opened up to her. Toad ends up getting a power-up that is the penguin power-up. He's not that useful in the fight in general. Birdo's there. They defeat Birdo. What other enemies are there? I know you see, like, the little Queen guy, Shy Guy. Yeah. The big thing is there's just a bunch of Mingies that they end up fighting off. Or Peach ends up fighting off. Toad's just kind of there. Though she does end up fighting him, and she wins. She does end up getting the information she wants to figure out where Rosalina is being kept, because enemies, they probably all kind of know what's going on to some extent. Thus, she gets her information, and the monkey, terrified of what he just saw, definitely just hands Toad back his bag. And as they're exiting the underground city, you see these little... I don't know what they're called. They're like gear people, and they're usually associated with like cleanup little mini games in the Odyssey games. Not the Odyssey, the Galaxy games. Little cleanup games in the Galaxy games, which some of them are kind of hard and very precise with your timing and your aiming. And they're putting back this vent that Peach kicked in to get into the underground area. And just as they're screwing in the last screw there, Peach and Toad pop back out, breaking it again. Also, on the Gateway Galaxy, you see a bunch of different races throughout the Mario games. You see, what are they called? They're not pinatas. The little guys that have like the palm tree. It starts with a P. I wish I could remember this. It's not pinata. You got Whittles, which I was very happy to see. They're very cute. And they do not get enough recognition in the games. What else is there? I can't remember. Like, those are the two that I remember seeing, and I know there's others that I just can't remember right now, which is frustrating. I think there's penguins. There's penguins at the party, and they were dancing. Now that they've gotten Toad's bag back, Peach and Toad go to the information desk to find out how to... Well, they want to get a pilot so they can get to the Space Junk Galaxy where Planet Bowser is. The person running the information desk is Rob. Robotic little thing that could be like a second player in games or something like that. I don't have one. I didn't grow up with these things, but I know what it is. And he turns very slowly as he goes to point on a map where the pilot bay is. He's like... It's kind of like the sloth who works at the DMV in Zootopia kind of vibe. And I do love those jokes, but also I think they're getting overplayed as much as I love them. Back to the Queen Bee planet. Bowser is working to, I guess, take care of the rubble of the planet, of the castle, when he gets captured. But not really captured, because it's Bowser Jr., and he finally gets his dad back. It's a sweet reunion. Because Bowser is just like, I haven't seen my kid in years. And Mario's just like, look, your kid just wants to see you. He seems excited to see you. And Bowser was worried that he wouldn't be and all that. Oh no, Bowser Jr. is so excited. He's so happy to tell his dad that, like, he's made this planet for them. And all of this stuff. Because it came from a bedtime story that Bowser used to tell Bowser Jr. Also, Bowser Jr. got expelled from boarding school. And we don't know who his mother is. I'd love to know who Bowser Jr.'s mother is. Questions I have now that Nintendo will probably never answer. We get this flashback to Bowser Jr. in bed, and Bowser's telling him this bedtime story. It's just like, father and son, they kept going to all these planets, but they didn't fit. They were too nice for these guys. So they decided to make their own planet. with this awesome roller coaster. And it's just like an amusement park, and it's awesome. And it has what they call a boomsday cannon on it, which can destroy planets and galaxies. Bowser Jr. has created this planet obviously with the boomsday cannon on it. But to power the cannon, they need Rosalina and her power. They gotta drain her power for it to function. Because she's just extra powerful because she is the Queen of Cosmos. Yeah, she is. Back to Peach. They get up to the pilot bay after Rob finally points out where it is on a map. And they start asking, and she's like, hey, can you take me to space station? And everybody's just like, nope. Shot at Pikmin, she's like, well, you're not gonna fit in that tiny little spaceship. He's so small. It's probably about the size of Bowser was when he was tiny. He's just a little Pikmin coming out there. He's so cute. Finally, they go through a couple of... Fox McCloud's there. Something happened. His warp drive broke or something, and he ended up in this galaxy. He is not from here. He's like, that's what you get when your engineer is a frog. And like his whole flashback scene is in like anime style. It's great. I love the mixed media here. I think it works really well for his backstory and his character because it's 80s kind of anime. It's well done. And they even mentioned the barrel roll thing. He does sick barrel rolls. Mario and Luigi and them, they get there. Yay. Now the whole group's back together. Mario runs up to Peach and he goes for a handshake. She's going in for a hug. It's awkward. Mario's not sure where he stands with her in terms of relationship. Honestly, the safer option is a handshake. There's a moment with Mario and Fox kind of glaring at each other and be like, And Fox is just like, alright, you seem cool. It's like, I'm not trying to get on your territory. I just want to get home. So they all get into the plane, or the R-Wing. They all get into the R-Wing. You have Mario and Luigi on one seat, Fox the Cloud and Peach in the middle, and Toad and Yoshi on the other side. And they're flying, they're going, and who catches up to them? But Bowser Jr. and Bowser in their spaceship. And Bowser's just like, I kind of like these guys. Let's maybe not kill them. Bowser Jr., despite not really liking that, he agrees, and he pulls out this gun and turns Mario and Luigi into babies. So we now have baby Mario and baby Luigi. I don't know why this needed to happen. I think they just wanted to throw in another reference here. And they did. I guess I kind of missed this part as I was writing my notes. I'm guessing Bowser Jr. just throws that gun at... It's not really a gun. The babyizer. That sounds weird. I'm going with the babyizer at the ship. And it like messes up the ship. And it crash lands on this planet. There's a T-Rex. This is the... Not like the Hat World from Odyssey, but like the first real official world that's not like your tutorial world from Mario Odyssey, the one with the dinosaur. This is that world. There's that dinosaur. So you have two dinosaurs there, Yoshi and the T-Rex. They don't get along. They ain't the same species as dinosaurs, so that's not gonna work out. Yoshi's trying to get the babyizer from where he sees it up in the trees, while Toad is watching the baby brothers. And they end up, like, messing with the T-Rexes that's asleep, and Toad's trying to be extra quiet as he's trying to, like, corral them and get them away from the T-Rex. And Yoshi gets the babyizer and wakes up the T-Rex with his, like, Yahoo! It's not a Yahoo, but, like, just like, I got it, kind of thing. And so the T-Rex starts chasing them, and at one point, Toad also gets turned into a baby. And then the giant T-Rex gets turned into a baby. But they turn Toad, Mario, and Luigi back into adults at this point. Thankfully. At least that bit didn't go on too long. There's a point after that where Peach is frustratingly kicking rocks because she's upset. She's frustrated. But princesses don't get frustrated. And so Mario's just like, the ship's broken and all this, and we keep collecting dinosaurs because now you have Yoshi and the baby T-Rex. I don't know what happens to the baby T-Rex after this. I think they probably just leave it on the planet. I don't know why they brought it back to the ship with them, but they did. Mario's like, well, can I not be frustrated with you? And they start kicking rocks together. It's a cute moment. They do get the ship. No, they don't get the ship fixed. The Lumas. Well, okay, Luigi finds, like, think of it like a trucker radio. He gets on that, and he's calling out for help. And the Lumas, who are, like, they don't have a bedtime anymore. Their mom's not there. They're running wild throughout the observatory. But they hear the radio call. So the Luma's saving them off this planet. Woo! Go Lumas. They're adorable. They're great. I wish this was a plushie. I want a plush Luma. They get to. They get to. The group is now on the observatory, and that is flying towards the space junk galaxy. While they're there, Peach is kind of wondering. She ends up in the house part where the storybook is, and she finds the storybook and she starts reading it. And this is kind of where we learn Peach's backstory and Rose's backstory. As far as I know, they still don't have parents. It just says they're made of stardust. I don't know if that's fully true, or if their parents just kind of noped out of existence or something. But they might be made of stardust as well instead. Rosa and Peach are sisters, which I think is a nice touch. I think that's neat. And apparently when they put their hands together, they're super powerful. I don't know why Peach doesn't have any of this magic or any of this power on her own, and why only Rosa does. Maybe because when she ended up getting sent through the warp pipe, because somebody wanted them for their power. And they only explain who in this flashback. Somebody wanted them. And Rosa sends Peach through a warp pipe. Maybe because of that, Peach never learned how to use her power, so she doesn't even know about it until this point. She's just a kick-ass fighter. She just oh, this is my sister. I have even more reason to save her now, besides just, saving the galaxy. I like the touch that they're sisters, because I think at one point there was a theory that Rosa might be Peach's mom. I don't like that one as much. I think it works better as sisters. Also, earlier in the movie, when they ask Yoshi, how'd you get it? We do get the flashback, and that's where we get the 2-second cameo of Donkey Kong in New York City, where Yoshi is just kind of existing, and then he messes up this giant dinosaur bone statue thing, probably at the Natural History Museum in New York, which is featured in Night at the Museum. I like those movies. The third one's kind of weak. So that's kind of the story of how Yoshi came to be. But back to where we are in this story, I kind of forgot about that. They need to get to the space junk galaxy to save Rosalina. That's the whole plot of this movie. Keep saying that. They still aren't there yet. But now that they are on the observatory, apparently Fox McCloud knows how to pilot this thing, because he just jumps in the pilot seat and he goes. And they go. And Yoshi, Peach, Mario, and Luigi. Yeah, Toad does. Does Toad jump with them? I don't think Toad goes with them. I think Toad stays behind. But Toad might go with them. But definitely Yoshi, Peach, Mario, and Luigi all jump out of the observatory and get to Planet Bowser. And they end up splitting up. Mario and Peach go one way, Luigi and Yoshi, and maybe Toad go the other way to save Rosalina. I don't know why they're splitting up. They're all hoping to end up at the same place, and they all have the same goal. Mario and Peach get to the castle. Yeah, they do. I see your nose. Or is that your foot? I don't know if that was his foot or his nose that I saw. But they get caught by security. Peach and Mario do. And so they fall down this hole. It doesn't look that bad at first. There's just some blocks kind of floating. Just this long, deep canyon tunnel thing. And this is why I think this is a reference to Super Mario Maker. Because this ain't, as far as I know, this is not a level in any of the Mario games, but I've not played all of them. But it also seems like Bowser Jr. is kind of building the level as it goes, but he's also using I think it's an NES controller, not an SNES controller. Yeah, it is an NES controller. But I guess you could use that, because they do have made them so they've not important. It feels like a Super Mario Maker reference. They get through all that. They get to the final bit, and as we're seeing this on Bowser Jr. screen, it's all in 2D. It's all in the pixel, the 8-bit, old school games style. It's a great touch. I love it. But they get there, and this is where we get a scene of the bridge and Bowser with his axes, and they fight him on that. Well, they don't really fight him. He throws one axe, Mario grabs it, they jump over Bowser, and he breaks the bridge, which you do in the game. Sort of. I don't know if you don't really take the axe in the game to do that, but you get the point. And Bowser falls into the lava, and Bowser Jr. is not happy about this. He thinks his father's dead. No, Bowser's not dead. He comes back. He is now Dry Bones Bowser. He is a skeleton. A sick-ass looking skeleton. Awesome. Fire hair and everything. It's so cool. Mario and Peach are just okay, we need to fight here. Mario's no, I got this. You go save Rosalina. So Peach goes off to save Rosalina, and Mario is going to fight Bowser and Bowser Jr. At one point, Luigi and Yoshi see a bunch of Koopa's, I guess it's contraband of question blocks that would have power-ups, and they're taking those away. We don't know what happens there, But they show up to the fight with some power-ups, and they're just like, these are weird. Mario gets the drill power-up. Luigi gets the cloud power-up. And Yoshi just kind of inflates into a blue balloon, Yoshi. All the things that are in the Mario Galaxy games. I respect it. I'm proud of it. So they're fighting with these power-ups. It seems fairly evenly matched for the most part until Mario and Luigi get hit and lose their power-ups, and Bowser Jr. and Bowser are kind of really powerful. And then Yoshi bumps into them, and that's how that just creates a chain of events, and somehow Luigi ends up with the paintbrush. And this is where we get the Game & Watch reference, because he's like, I never learned how to paint or draw or anything. So Game & Watch is a very simple character to draw. And that's what he draws. Very funny. Because he comes to life as like, it's great. It's a great moment. And then he's immediately dispatched. Rest in peace, Mr. Game & Watch. You will not be forgotten. Maybe you will by them, but not by us. Bowser Jr. gets his paintbrush back. And he paints Eldritch like dragon thing. And my headcanon is that this is the origin story for that dragon that's in Mario Odyssey. Because that dragon has no reason to exist otherwise. That thing is weirdly like it doesn't feel like it fits. But it, like, if we think of it as Bowser Jr. creates and now it just lives there, it makes a lot more sense. And I like that headcanon. So I'm going with it. While this is all happening, Peach has made it to where Rosalina is being kept. And she's like up in this ball, and they're draining her power at this point. She jumps onto these spinning rings. It's this huge Play-Doh Axis kind of vibe going on. And she gets there, but she can't open the case. And then she remembers back to the story about how when they combine, put their hands together, they were really powerful. And she's like, Rosalina. And she holds her hand up to the glass. And I don't know how it functions with glass between them, but it does. And their power combined, their power breaks the cage that Rose is in. And she's now free. The boomstick hand's not going to be powered up. They put their hands back together. The planet gets covered in greenery. Bowser and Bowser. The dragon that Bowser Jr. painted and created does come to life. It's huge. It swallows Bowser Jr. Mario does save him, though. And I respect that. They do, like, Bowser Jr. and Bowser do end up in jail, and Bowser is just kind of in pieces as bones. Spoilers for, like, the very end. But again, this whole thing is spoilers, so. Peach and Rosalina recreate the planet. It's now pretty. It's covered in greenery. It's no longer this huge amusement park thing. They could have kept the amusement park stuff around while still making the rest of the planet nice and green. Just saying. Just saying. And so now you have two sisters and you have two brothers. In my head, Luigi belongs with somebody else that is not Rosalina. But I think Rosalina could be good for him. Not important, though. Rosa and Loomis are just like, we want to see Princess Peach's castle. They go back to the Mushroom Kingdom. The castle's gone. The castle is gone. Because it's in pieces on the Honeycomb Planet. Or wherever the Queen Bee lives. Whatever her planet is called. I'm calling it the Honeycomb Planet. Because I think it's the Honeycomb Galaxy. But they're like, well, we can rebuild it. And the Loomis are all just like, yeah, okay. And they rebuild the castle. As a team. I mean, with all those Loomis and all the Toads and everything, it still probably takes a while, but again, it doesn't seem like it, but it does. And that's kind of where the movie ends. But then we get the post-credit. The mid-credit scene is Bowser Jr. and Bowser in prison. Bowser Jr. is using one of Bowser's bones to, like, dig a hole, and the Loomis just like... Loomis are weird. And it's like that kid who's just like, we're all gonna die one day. And that's the vibe that Luma gives off as to the little prison guard. It's a cute little Luma, though. And then you get more credits. But the post-credit scene, because I'm not gonna lie, there was one character that I was hoping was gonna pop up throughout the movie. And I was sad that they didn't. I don't know how they would have worked them in to, like, the whole movie and everything without having more things stuck on that wall. So they put them in the post-credit scene. We're going to see them in the next movie. I'm so excited. It's Daisy. I've never loved Daisy so much as I did when I saw her in the post-credit scene. I freaked out. I turned to my husband as the credits were rolling. I'm like, I'm sad that we didn't get a Daisy cameo. And then we did. And I was freaking out. And it was great. I love her. And I'm really curious who they're going to get to voice her. Because in my head, she's like Valley Girl or like Southern kind of a vibe. Not Texas Southern, but like Southern accent kind of thing. Or a Valley Girl kind of vibe. Not something as posh or something. She just, she feels like she worked her way up to princess. She wasn't just born into it or something. Like, she has an accent. She is not prim and proper. There's just something about her that feels a little more like everyday person kind of vibe. I can't explain it, but I love her, and I'm very excited now. So that was the Super Mario Galaxy movie. It's a fun time. Great for a family. If you like the first Mario movie, definitely check it out. Definitely. I don't know why I'm saying this at this point in the film. When I say film, it's not a film, it's a video. I don't know why I'm saying this now. Put that there. There we go. But yeah, no, I think it was a respectable sequel. I wish the plot had been a little more coherent, cohesive there compared to, throw it out the wall and see what sticks. And I'm hoping that they fix that for the next installment. I'm very excited to see what we're going to get with Daisy and how they're going to work her in. Is she going to be a villain? Is she going to be like a red herring villain where she's like people think she's the villain, but I don't think they will, because I don't know if they want. Oh, who else we might get in the next movie? I hope we get Wario and Waluigi, because I think yes, I want them to be the villains. Please and thank you. That will be hilarious, and I think that would work well with Daisy being in there. I don't know why. Maybe we'll get some Mario sports references, like tennis, soccer, golf. What other sports have they played? Basketball. Mario has played like every sport. I'm excited for it. I don't know when we'll get it, because I know right now they're working on the live action Zelda movie, which could be really good. Live action is a little bit harder to get fans to be more okay with, because you gotta find the right look-alike, and that's a lot harder to do sometimes. But makeup and all that can really fix a lot of that too. I'm excited for the next one. I'm excited for the Zelda movie. I'm excited for movies in general. I like this movie. What did you guys think of it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you like the first Mario movie more compared to this one? Why? Why not? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. And I have no idea what movie that's gonna be. There's not a lot coming out this month, so it might be Devil Wears Prada 2. Honestly, that's probably gonna be the next long form video. Because I could do one for no. I think my next long form will be Devil Wears Prada 2, unless something really catches my eye between now and then. In which case, we might get a different video, and I'll see you in that one. This is a long outro. I'm sorry, everybody. Until next time, stay fabulous, my friends. And go see movies in theaters. Bye!